Alex Loman here with Hinges Creak, your haunted hardware store. I'm live here in the Hinges Creak studios down in Dallas, Texas. Obviously, Transworld's not going to happen this year, so we wanted to show everybody everything that we were going to have in our booth. We're going to start with some of our old tried and true stuff, and then we're going to get into some new stuff we think you'll be very excited about. So starting over here, we've got our decorative panels, hardware, and knobs. Down here on the floor, we've got haunt paint. We sell this in a 5 and a 55 gallon. All of this is available on our website as well. We've got our flanges, we've got our gears, we've got our shutoff handles. In the next cabinet, we've got our casket hardware, as well as plaques, doorknobs, locks, other handles. We've got a whole pile of hinges over here. Offset hinges for things that are offset from a wall. Flush hinges when your wall and your door are flush together. Over here we have our electrical pieces, our vacuum tubes, our rotary switch, all the electrical components to finish out either your house set or your mad scientist scene. Over in this cabinet, we have all of our elevator pieces, our E-stops, our Maximilian. Here we have our stackables, 5 panels total, 3 of them light up. These are all the same size, so you can kind of place them in groups a little easier. Our tried and true LED light up panels that we've been selling forever. Same thing over here. We have our candles, we have our wall sconce, as well as some of the new gauges that we had a couple of years ago. Now, this is all of our new stuff for this year as far as finished pieces that you can purchase. This is what's called the training gauge, 8-button, 9-button panel, atomic bow tie, and then the 1 to 3 gauge. Now, what makes these interesting is, number one, they're new, but what makes them even more interesting than that is every one of these you can buy a mold for and your own resin, and you can make these yourself at home. So let's talk a little more about that. Hinges Creak is offering 30 molds, not 30 total, but 30 different molds. You can buy as many of them as you like. They vary. Some have a spot for one piece. Some are multiples, like our rivet head mold, for instance, has over 30 spots in it. These are good for about 70 pulls a piece. We'll be selling a 2-part polyurethane resin, and that ought to get you going and be able to crank these things out. Like I said, the rule of thumb is you can generally get about 70 pulls per mold if you take care of it properly, and we'll have all that information on our website, how to take care of and order and all of that. But when you take the retail price of any of these pieces, multiply it by the number of pieces in each mold, and then multiply that times the retail price, you can really save a whole lot of money doing it this way. And please, just make these for yourself, not anybody else. So over here, this is what these pieces would look like if they were finished out the way we would normally finish them. And then this is what it looks like if you just do a pull out of the mold. So these could easily just be hand painted. So we've got the 4 different panels there. We have our 1 to 3 gauge, which you could pour in a variety of ways. Our tiny gauge, our new casket plaque that's only available by purchasing the mold, not on its own. A couple of different size gears. We have a pipe flange, and I don't mind tooting my own horn here. If you can get kind of close and look at that, there's a lot of just very beautiful detail in all of those threads all the way around. We have a couple of light switches, as well as an outlet. These are real handy for pouring up a bunch of, and these really help just finish out a room because your customers see it and think this is just a regular house. There's knobs that you can buy, 4 different knobs, and then we have a pretty good different pile of hardware. So you can pour up your own nuts and bolts if you are so inclined. Before we go, I just want to remind everybody that we sell stilts. We also sell stilt pants. We also sell magnesium double pole stilts. We've got stilt cuts available. And we have one last new thing that I think you're going to dig. This is our rebar. It is a 2-foot stick of 5/8 rebar. But the beauty about it is you can put this in your oven at about 220 degrees for 10 minutes, take it out, bend it to any shape that you like, and then cool it off with cold water, and you're good to go. And then finish it however you like. And then, a chunk of styrofoam later, you've got a nice post-apocalyptic looking piece of destroyed concrete. So our website is winhingescreak.com, and you can always reach us at phone number 214-399-6425, or email us at winhingescreak@gmail.com. Thank you. We'll talk to you soon.